We had the NBA All-Star draft last week. I didn't really get to see all of it in its entirety, but I was picking up these new specs I got on right here, which I like a lot. And while I was driving, you shouldn't do this, kids, ladies and gentlemen. You shouldn't drive while streaming some stuff, but I'm going to snitch on myself. And I was driving and I was streaming TNT, but I knew where I was going. So it was just kind of in the background in a sense as well, too. But having said all that, I got to see, for the most part, who the starters and the reserves were for Team LeBron and Team Durant as well too. So I'll go ahead and read them off before I get your insight. So starters for Bron, he picked Jokic, DeMar, Curry, Antetokounmpo. Always just cheating with his starters, bro. Always. And then for Durant, I mean, honestly, if Durant didn't get hurt, his team would be pretty nice, including him. But obviously, Durant's not going to be playing. So his starters were Tatum replacing him as a starter, Trae Young, Ja Morant, Joel Embiid, and Andrew Wiggins. And then for the reserves, of Team Bron, we got Jimmy Buckets from Miami, Luka the Don, Darius Garland, Cleveland Select, James Harden, Donovan Mitchell, Chris Paul, Fred VanVleet.
I got some breaking news. As you're mentioning those reserves, Jared Allen is going to replace James Harden.
Okay, so we were right about that. I was either going to go back and forth and ask you, I feel like you're going to pick him, and then my counter is going to be Pascal Siakam. But that's good that Jared Allen got selected. So now we have two All-Stars representing the city of Cleveland. So that's great. So for the backups for reserves on Team Durant, we got LaMelo Ball, we got D Book, we got Rudy Gobert, Zach LaVine, Chris Middleton, DeJounte Murray, Karl-Anthony Towns as well too. So looking at both of these teams, if you had to choose, which team do you like better, and who do you think is going to win?
I think I have to go with LeBron. This reserves for Durant, Middleton, then Wiggins, then Karl-Anthony Towns. Murray doesn't shoot threes. He plays defense, but nobody plays defense. So, like, if we're talking about All-Star game, he's not going to, like, fit the – actually, no, scratch that. He probably will put on a show now that I think about that. LaMelo Ball is going to put on a show. Booker's going to probably shoot the lights out. Rudy Gobert is probably not going to get minutes after he gets his first stint. Levine's going to be great for him. Tatum is usually always shooting the air out of the ball for these games. Joel Embiid and Karl-Anthony Towns on the same team, and then they have to face Jimmy Butler. That's going to be fun to see. So you're never going to see Embiid and Karl-Anthony Towns on the floor as well. So I'm going to have to go with LeBron team winning this just because of how stacked this squad is. Yeah, I don't really see anybody. I think Curry and Antetokounmpo are just going to easily run this entire thing, as well as LeBron James. So, yeah.
Nah, I agree with you as well too. I'm just looking at it. I was like, if KD suited up and played with Embiid, with Ja and Trae, and you just swap out Wiggins, they would definitely be going back and forth for sure, especially to close it out. But now I'm thinking, like, with the new rules, like closing out the game, you got Joker, LBJ, DeMar, who's a fucking bucket, Steph, the greatest shooter, and Giannis, who's going to wreak havoc. They gonna murder them for sure. I mean, I know in the beginning it's like more so for the fans, so we're just gonna shoot an absurd amount of threes, play no defense, get some dunks in. But when it all comes down to it, it gets pretty real in that last quarter, or whatever how the format is as well too. But LeBron got the first pick. He knows what he's doing. So I definitely have Team LeBron winning. By a good amount as well too, but I'm excited for first time comers to put on a show. Like you said, LaMelo Ball is going to put on a show. Ja Morant's going to give you a good amount of dunks. Even Wiggins is going to give you some dunks as well too. But I think with the DeJounte Murray's, you're probably going to see a little bit of his athleticism, but more so probably just from the playmaking aspect of just throwing some lobs as well too. But it's going to be exciting nonetheless as well too. I guess what I'm more geeked out about was how geeked out both sides were kind of choosing those teams. Obviously, it's on TNT. TNT crew has no filter, and what I love about them is they're always authentic and they don't give no fucks, and the producers are aware of that. So seeing Charles Barkley ask or address the elephant in the room, like, yo, who gonna choose Harden? Who gonna choose Harden? I just love the pettiness behind both sides with Bron clearly knowing that Harden's gone, saving that for last. Because in a perfect world, you choosing Harden right off the reserve since he wasn't a star. Like, you're choosing James Harden. But obviously, Katie felt some type of way as well too. But he's trying to make some excuses, saying, "Oh, we need some size, we need this, we need that." But
Yo, this man kept a straight face too.
Straight stone cold.
Drums over here.
I would have been geeked. Like your actions are going to speak louder than your words. Just from you waiting for Harden to be last. Obviously, you felt some type of way about the trade, which we're going to talk about a little bit later as well too. And like I said, LeBron is the ultimate petty guy as well. So that shit was just hilarious to me. And then it was kind of funny when Bron goes towards the end. Can James Harden play? Like, is he good to go? And Charles Barkley basically goes like, yeah, he now that he's out of Brooklyn, he definitely gonna play.
Yeah.
So it was just funny how everything kind of went down as well too. So that was interesting. So one thing I kind of want to bring up about that is like, it's fun. I mean, you get viewers watching who's gonna pick who, but I really think now to just push the product even more further, let's just have both teams have both set of jerseys, their accessories with their shoes. And before the tip off of the All-Star game, if you want to have them on the court, like how we do when we do pickup games, when your captain's right there, you choosing, or if you want some footage where they're in the locker room and they're choosing between the two, I think we should do that. I think that'll be more exciting. And I think because of that, obviously the goal is to put on a show for the fans and then these charities. But I feel like that's pride right there. Like in person getting selected, you're gonna feel some type of way being slighted as well too. And I just think it just serves more for the community of the NBA. But what are your thoughts on that?
No, that would be fire. I mean, this is literally a pickup game, and like random guys from different teams. This is a pickup game. You know what I'm saying? Like, it can easily be something where you can incorporate this for 2K. That would be cool. The second you load into the game, you have to pick your players. I would also want them to not have to do starters. Maybe if they did like an incentive, if you did get picked as a starter beforehand, maybe you get an incentive then. But when it comes to being picked, you're not picked as a starter, because I want to see them go full out. Like, of course, Curry's coming off first and then Giannis. You know what I'm saying? But then is Gobert the last pick? Is Wiggins the last pick?
Of course, both of them.
Like, where are you picking LaMelo? How are you picking Garland? Because if you do it in front of the fans, you're gonna have to pick Allen and you're gonna have to pick Garland at some point. And if you pick them last, they're gonna be on your ass. So like, you're gonna have to pick Garland like really fast. Luka, who's picking? I mean, Jimmy should go sooner or later. Probably maybe like, I don't know, bottom 6, something like that. I love Jimmy, but like when it comes to All-Star game, he don't really want to do anything. But
you don't even really like to play. Last couple of years, he ain't played like that.
Yeah, like when him and Bam made it, it was a little embarrassing as a Heat fan, but I was just glad to see him play. So, but yeah, this will be mad fire. You're giving away free IP. I understand, but it's be mad fire, you know.
Yeah, no, I'm looking forward to that as well. So, NBA, take note of that and go away from the championship or the All-Star rings. I feel like that's a good switch. That's a good trade-off, right? That's just in my opinion, but I don't know what they be on. That shit crazy. Yeah. Like, I thought about that more. I let him marinate. I'm just like, I don't want no goddamn ring. Like, I'd rather just have a trophy in my display. But I guess they're always trying to be cool and whatnot. High key, them shits probably are trackers or some shit like that. Some weird shit going on. But that's just the conspiracy side of my brain right there.